Good day everyone, and I'm Jacuzzi64. Today I'm going to teach you how to make coconut fudge drop cookies. So, in a pan on the stove, you want to put in 2 cups of white sugar. So that's 1, 2, 3. There's our 2 cups of white sugar. And you're going to need shredded coconut. And you're also going to need some cocoa, whichever brand you prefer. My family's always used Fry's cocoa, so that's what we're going to use. And you're going to need oats. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine the 2 cups of sugar, half a cup of milk, a half a cup of margarine, and a half a cup of cocoa in the pot, and we're going to heat it up and stir it till the margarine is completely melted and the chocolate has embedded itself into the milk mixture. And once we do that, we're going to dump in 2 cups of rolled oats, 2 cups of shredded coconut. Now you're supposed to put in a half a teaspoon of vanilla, but because I don't have any vanilla, we're going to be putting in cream de menthe instead of vanilla. And one of my favorite flavors is chocolate mint, so hopefully that'll go okay. So we got the sugar in there. And we just have to half a cup of margarine. Now we do the half cup of milk. Now I like to use canned milk, so I do a 1/4 cup of canned milk and a 1/4 cup of water. I actually use sweetened condensed milk. I just like the way it works. And we're going to need a half a cup of cocoa. So, got a little There we go, we got the half cup measure. Now it seems like a lot of cocoa, but they are called coconut fudge drops, so you need that lots of cocoa. Now we're gonna heat up the mixture. Yeah, because these cookies have been a family staple with my family for Christmas since I was a kid. Like, my mom made them all the time. And when she passed, I decided I'd keep up with the tradition because I like them so much, and they're not that hard to make. Now while we're waiting for the heat to come up, we'll get the other ingredients. Into a bowl, so we're going to need 2 cups of oats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a very simple recipe to make. Like, it doesn't take long or anything, so. Excuse me while I put the milk back in the fridge. Okay. And I usually buy the small bags of coconut, but this year, because I like to make these cookies so much, I thought I would buy the big bag and not have to keep buying smaller bags all the time. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm not really caring if I don't get exactly the exact measurements. And then I absolutely love coconut, so. Now some people, they'd rather put in 3 cups of oats and only 1 cup of coconut, but I prefer it more coconutty, so I changed the recipe up myself. So. And while the heat is coming up on your stove, excuse me for a second, you can get your baking sheets you're going to need. Now this is a non-baked cookie. You basically, once the mixture is ready, you're going to spoon it by tablespoon onto the cookie sheets. Now if you have parchment paper, it's a good idea to lay parchment paper down on the cookie sheets. That way the cookies don't stick to the sheets, but I don't have any right now. And you don't grease the pan, so I'm just going to put the cookies on the pan the way they are, which is what I've always done. As you can see, nice dark chocolate mixture. And keep stirring so it doesn't burn until the margarine and the white sugar are completely melted. And that's where it gets its name, chocolate fudge cookies. So what are some of your Christmas holiday traditions? Like, beginning of December, I'll be making some Nanaimo bar, the usual Christmas fruit cakes, and matrimonial cake, which is it's kind of a bar we have here in Canada, and I don't know. I'm still deciding if I'm going to make pumpkin cookies or not. I don't know. Okay, it's going to take a while still for the margarine to melt, but I know I found that since my mother passed away in 2014, lot of my family members aren't keeping up with her Christmas baking traditions, and I wanted to keep them up myself. I mean, at Christmas it's just me, but still, having her baked treats during the Christmas season is something I grew up with, and I want to keep it going. Now, while we're waiting for any of you that want to write down the recipe, here's the complete recipe. 2 cups of granulated white sugar, a half a cup of white milk. I guess if you wanted it more chocolatey, you could actually use chocolate milk if you wanted to. Half a cup of butter or margarine, either one, that works with either, that's your choice. A half a cup of whatever cocoa powder you use. Like I said, in Canada we use fries, so. 2 cups of oats. Now if you do want to change it up, you could do 3 cups of oats, 1 cup of shredded coconut, but I don't do that. So 2 cups of rolled oats, 2 cups of shredded coconut, excuse me, sweetened or unsweetened, it's up to you, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now what you do is, in a pan on the stove on medium heat, you combine the sugar, the cocoa, the milk, and the margarine in a pot, stirring once in a while until everything, sugar, margarine, everything is melted and blended together. And then once that's done, you add the oats and the coconut and vanilla. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, I forgot to say, but like I said, I am using crème de menthe to get the mint hint, and it's here, and I got to use it somehow because I don't like it for what I bought it for. Anyways. And then you mix the mixture up, it gets pretty stiff, and once you've done that, while they're still warm, take a tablespoon, and by tablespoon, take a scoop of the cookie mix out, put it on a cookie sheet, fill the cookie sheet, space them about 1/2 inch apart each. They will spread a little, and then you can put them in the refrigerator or the freezer, it's up to you. In the refrigerator, you put them in there until they've gotten cold and rigid to the touch. And in the freezer, same thing. I tend to put them in my freezer because I have a big freezer and I've got the room for them. And then once they're set up and rigid, I transfer them to a container of some sort. And I find them a great snack. Like when I have one, I only eat like 1 or 2 at a time, and they're chocolatey, coconutty, oatmeal, and other than 2 cups of sugar, they're health-wise, they're not that bad. So yeah. Okay, let's see how we're. Okay. The mix. I don't know how well you can see that. The mix is exactly where we want it, so I'm going to turn off the heat. Take my bowl of coconut and oats and just dump the whole thing in. And then, now, you don't have to measure your flavoring. I don't always, but I'm going to put in my teaspoon of flavoring. Oops. That's crème de menthe. A little bit more is not going to kill me. And then you just stir the mix up till everything is coated in chocolate and well combined, which doesn't take long at all. Okay. And that's what your mixture should look like. Now, we've got a tablespoon. Like I said, tablespoon makes the cookie that size. And you just spoon them onto the cookie sheet. I usually do 3 cookies, and I use 2 trays. And then you refrigerate them until they're firm, and enjoy. So, comment whether you like this video or not, and thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a fabulous Christmas season, and until the next time, I'll talk to you later.